Jen here, and it is Christmas in October! Yay! I am very excited because I just finished my last quarter's kit for How to Kill a Kit with Style, and it is all about my Christmas dailies, December dailies I should say, because the kit's theme is to build a kit around an unfinished project, and I have several unfinished December dailies. And those of you who have been with me for a while, since the beginning, you know that this bugs me because December daily was always the project that I could count on finishing every year, and lately I have not been. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 unfinished ones the last 4 years, so basically since 2020. Geez, story of our life, right? Since 2020. Anyways, yeah, I want to get them done, and so what I've gone ahead and done is I have built a kit, sort of a larger kit that the quarter started in October, but I kind of took October off and have been figuring things out. So it's going to be November and December. It's all right there. It's this larger kit that's sort of going to work for this year's December daily. But what I'm going to do is I have smaller kits that I've put together for each of those December dailies that I haven't finished. And my plan is that when I work on one base page in this year's album, I'm going to make sure that those corresponding days in my other albums are done. So that is how I'm hoping to kind of get all of them done, basically all at the same time. They were all in varying degrees of completedness, so some of them need a little more help than others, but that is the plan. So the plan is to work on the base pages with brand new stuff out of this larger kit. Let me kind of show you if I pull it over here. This larger kit of all new stuff, Simple Stories, 49 and Market. And so create some base pages for that. I won't necessarily number the pages in here. I do like to do that, and let's go on a little kind of off tangent for a second here. So because I have been doing December daily for a really long time, I think like since 2012, 2011, something like that, I don't necessarily follow the same prescription as I used to. You know, I always tried really hard to document what every single day was and have a photo, one photo, but it's usually lots of photos from each day, and I went in chronological order, and I always like to have things kind of put in their place exactly where I wanted to tell the stories so that they corresponded to each day. Now what I like to do is maybe have one photo that usually are elves, but one photo that kind of goes through every day, something about that one specific day, and then I mishmash the other stories. So for example, we don't usually get our tree in December, we usually get that in November, so there isn't really a day in December where I would document that we went to get our tree. So I will just pick any day and make a layout based around getting the tree, but somewhere I might pop the little picture of what our elf did that day, or if there was something that happened that day. So I go out of sync, and now I'm kind of just telling stories rather than chronologically documenting every day, day by day, especially because as my kids are a bit older and doing some things kind of on their own now, I am not necessarily filling up the entire month with stuff to do as a family. So there are days where I don't have anything to document, so I might pick one of those days where we really didn't do anything Christmassy and share a story about my favorite Christmas carol, or about the movies we've been watching, or TV shows, or that kind of thing. So that is why I think it's totally fine to go ahead and make up a bunch of base pages and have them all ready to go before December starts, but I won't necessarily put a number on them because it might call to me to put them, you know, in one place or another. Some of them might have a number on them just because it'll make sense that, you know, I know, for example, I know exactly what day the Santa Claus parade is, and both of my boys are going to be walking in that parade, my older boys, and so I can put a number on that day because I know I'm probably documenting the Santa Claus parade. Those kinds of things I'll go ahead and do, but I'll leave some of the pages without numbers until we get into Christmas, and then I can mix and match and do what I want with the pages. So I just wanted to let you know that, because if you're kind of at a point where you're like, ugh, I don't know what to do to keep my December daily fun and exciting and different and new, and you're someone like me who kind of needs to do that, here is what I'm doing to adapt it after, you know, years and years of chronological day-by-day documentation. I am now telling stories, picking things that are maybe a little more obscure or funny or different, taking a page where I can just talk about some of my favorite memories or whatever it might be. It's your album. You get to do whatever you want to do with it. So, total kind of tangent, but I wanted to let you guys know that that is what's up with me. And yeah, let me know what are you doing to kind of keep your December dailies. Maybe you love the chronology of it and that works really well for you and you don't want to change it. Let me know. Okay, so this is the Snap album. It's the vintage, simple vintage Holly Jolly, I think is what it's called, Snap album from Simple Stories. So I went ahead and grabbed that, and it has these pages here that come with it. So rather than just getting an album with page protectors, you get a couple extra sheets in here, and of course it's sort of an exclusive print, so it's a little bit almost off weight. And then this red, which is really pretty. I try to do a different album every year, so none of my stuff matches. I decided early on I was not ever going to be somebody who could get my hands on enough of one particular thing. Maybe, you know, like Project Life albums or whatever. I did not have hundreds and hundreds to just spend on buying 50 albums all at once. So none of my stuff matches. That's very intentional. It's how I like it. It's how I roll with it. So I've got these pages, and I need to do a title page. I think that's what I want to do today before I kind of get myself going. So I'm trying to think what would be a good title page to go ahead and do. And I like the idea of picking one of these pieces that's already here. I struggle with what to do with bingo cards. That's weird. I'm not really sure that I want to do a bingo card. I like the calendar, but I feel like that should actually be a secondary page that I can go in and just make little notes and kind of, you know, document some of the things that we're doing. So I don't think I want that to be the page. Same with the wish list. I am looking at either this page, which just has this on the back, so that's fine. I could start with day one here, but you know, have this as a title page. Or actually, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, it won't be day one. I will have, this is another thing that I do that you definitely don't have to do and not everybody does. I like to have my title page, but then I also like to have a little section at the beginning of my album that is November stuff that we have done, because as I repeat every single year, here in Canada, we do a lot of Christmas stuff starting in November. It gets cold, and you know, we're not necessarily wanting to go out and do all kinds of stuff. You know, if December ends up being cold, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's beautiful, but we like to get things started a little bit early, especially Christmas markets and things like that that are usually outside. Going to get our Christmas trees, that kind of stuff. It's just a little bit safer to do it in November. We can have some pretty crappy weather in November too, but you know, we usually get that started just after Remembrance Day, it's actually starting even earlier than that the last few years because there's so many people wanting, you know, markets and stuff, and so they're trying to cram it into all the weekends so everybody is ready by December. But yes, I usually have a section that is just some of our Christmassy things that we do in November: Santa pictures, Christmas markets, getting our tree, yeah, that kind of stuff. It doesn't look the same every year. Sometimes it's just a couple of pictures. A light up, our town has a light up festival instead of an actual Santa Claus parade. That's always in November as well. So those types of things get documented. So this page, if I were to use this as my title page, this would actually be part of some sort of November documenting. So there's that option. There is this option with the green. There's this option which I kind of like. It's already kind of decorated a little bit for me, and then I do like the lines on here, but I actually feel like I might go with this one, the red one, because what I could do is have this as my title page, do a little bit of November stuff, maybe even pop in a just a page protector so I can get a bunch of photos all in there, and I just make little notes saying, you know, here's our photo, here's this, here's that. So nothing too complicated, but just to show that there was some Christmas stuff happening in November. And then I could actually use this one maybe as the new page starting December. So I'm kind of thinking I like that plan. I like that idea. That's what I'm going to go with. So I'm just going to leave myself a note and remind myself that I think I want to do this as my Welcome to December title page. So I could even do like Holly Jolly December here. Ooh, you know what? You know what? We're doing just a very quick, sneaky little side job right now. Do we have something that says December in? Of course we don't. Why would we? Why would we have something that says December that I could just pop right on there? Oh, come on. So this is going to be the start to December pages. Okay. So let's pull out this red one. And leave it right there. And what I want to do is take some inspiration from today's sketch for 30 days of sketches. There you go. And it is a 2-page sketch, but I think because I'm probably going to do some work in my other albums as well, I will use both sides and kind of, you know, give myself some flexibility and kind of use the sketch over multiple pages, even though they don't all kind of go together as one coherent page. They will all be represented, or aspects of that sketch will be represented over multiple pages. So it's the feeling. So this sketch was created by Stella Harris, and what I am seeing first of all is that there is just a large section that is filled with photos. Not a lot of extra embellishments, but this large section with everything kind of matted very nicely, filled with photos. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with some of my papers, and I think instead of having pictures, what I will do is I will put in like elements from my different collections, maybe some larger stickers or some of the 2x2 cards, that kind of thing. So what I have here is Santa's Village, and I just want a piece of something that I can do as a larger mat here. So here you can see these are some of the elements that instead of pictures I could go ahead and make a bit of a collage with some of these smaller ones and then take something to be a larger photo. So I'm basically creating that same collage but with these cut apart elements instead. There's probably something cute in here. Jingle All the Way is cute. Merry Days, Merry and Bright, Oh Dear, Jolliest Wishes. Yeah, so I will definitely find something from there, or even in one of the sentiment ephemera packs that I have that is a larger piece. So yeah, let's see. But I need a nice kind of background. I'm not going to use any of these because I definitely don't want to. Hi, Stormy, Stormy. Oh, she's yelling at me right now. The green I like. That could work as a larger mat. And then I would put my elements on top of that. But the Santa could also work. He's very cute. A darker green, actually. I kind of like that. So that's what's on the back of those 2 pages. I do like this darker green with the trees. That is nice. Or even this one. Ooh. If I did this one and I lost some of this page, I think I'm probably okay with that because I struggle to use pages like this and would probably mostly end up fussy cutting rather than actually like using this as a whole page. So let's go with that. Because really, if I think about the mat and how large the mat is, I'm not having to use the whole thing. I wonder if I could cut it so that I'm not quite getting rid of Santa's workshop there. We'll see. Okay, I like that as a background. And then I'm thinking we need something to maybe mat the photos or the other pieces on. So I might go with that one. So we've got red and green. Yep. I think that works. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm not even second guessing myself because, yeah, that's perfect. Because I could sit and fuss too much if I did that. I'm just going to quickly grab out this one. This is the pine, what is this one called? Snow Pine Lodge. I don't think there's anything that I like better, but I do feel like this one has a slightly more kind of vintagey white to it. It's not like a stark white. So I just want to see. Also, I'm checking to see if anything says December. But yeah, I think I'm good. I might come to the cut aparts here and just take a look and see and maybe combine the two of them. Those are the tags. I'm going to make a little tag book that will go in because this is also kind of fun. Skiing. But yeah, I think I'm okay. What's the letter D here? C, C, C. There is no D. That's weird. Okay, sure. That's really pretty too. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We're not overthinking it. Don't overthink it. Just plonk it down. That is the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see what we can cut out here, how much we need. So I'm checking the... Okay, so the sketch, this section sort of takes up probably 2/3 of the page. It's slightly down and goes kind of offset like that. So I'm only looking at a piece of paper as my background that's maybe that big. So really, it's not going to be much for this particular paper. So I think I can. Oh yeah, I definitely can preserve whatever part of this that I think I want to preserve. So what do I want to preserve? I might keep the post office because I like to mail out cards, so I could definitely do something with cards at the post office. And I don't know that I necessarily need anything that says Snowflake Factory. So I'm probably just gonna cut like this. Yeah. Yep, that's what we're doing. It has definitely been a while since I have done a real-time scrapbook, so I apologize for like struggling to carry on a conversation. It's been a while. I need to get back into doing some lives because I definitely miss doing those. And those are good practice for just talking and you know, being able to carry on a conversation while you're scrapbooking. So this just, if you kind of squish it a little bit, it actually fits the paper with the border strip, but just. I might have cut that just a little bit too short, but we're just gonna work with it because it's not exact and it just is what it is, right? We're interpreting the sketch in a way that works for our project. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly what is in the sketch. It's our interpretation. So that works really well. So now I just have to figure out what elements I want to go on top of this so that I can decide how much extra space I need. So definitely some 2x2s work well, I think. They're the smaller elements. Well, hold on. Let's see what is in here. Before I start doing that, there are some small elements in here that I might be able to use. I don't think any of these, so these say things like not a creature stirring, special delivery from the North Pole, don't forget milk and cookies. So those kind of don't really work. But if there's more kind of square elements, like on the sticker sheet, I don't think there is either. Square elements. Nope. Okay, let's just do the 2x2s. I think that makes sense. The sketch has like a very nice grid shape to it, and so we can definitely try to keep that shape with some of the 2x2s. So let me just look at the backs here to figure out where they are. I skipped them. Okay, 2x2s. If we mat them, and you don't fully want to cover up all of that green, so we can definitely do 2. And how many can we get? 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then something larger that goes across. So I'll pick some 2x2s from there, and maybe a 4x3 that we can just cut down a little bit, even a tag, but I kind of don't want to, I don't want to sacrifice any of my tags. I'm being stingy with my tags, but we could do that. Oh, what fun, because it's a white border, so we could easily cut that back down to whatever size we need. So that is a good contender with a couple of these guys, whichever ones I pick. So those are 2 very good contenders. There's also some of these, but nothing kind of jumps out at me as something that's like a title page type square, or I guess rectangle. Again, let's go to this sheet, or this collection, which has the same basic setup. So this one has kind of, it's Christmassy, but it has that wintry feel to it. I think I'm going to use a lot of this probably in the November stuff. You know, this could be cute, but I would probably have to cut off some of that, and I kind of like how it looks icy and cold. Jolly Good Vibes could be a good one. Holiday Cheer could be a good one. Okay, those are definitely contenders. I do like this because it has an arrow pointing, so it's kind of like open up the book for our comfy, cozy Christmas. Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. That's kind of cute too. Okay. But I think I am gonna go for what I already have here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna commit to it and mat them in the red, or I'm not even gonna mat them. I'm gonna cut some red that is just slightly smaller. It will run off of the sides, so it will essentially just be matted on 3 sides. So I just want to kind of mark with my thumb where I think it needs to go. There we go. Okay. And I'm cutting it with my trimmer, which I don't normally do, but I'm cutting it with my trimmer just so that I get it pretty kind of straight. I'm looking for my little mark that I made there. Pretty straight, and then that helps me to be a little bit more stingy with my paper. I feel like I'm not wasting as much paper if I so I'm looking here at like 16 almost. Okay, so we'll go down, and then I just sort of drag the paper because I'm not using actual measurements. So I just sort of drag the paper until I feel the cut. And you can kind of like feel your blade has hit the right spot for the cut. It's not really a scientific method, but it works for me. So you could definitely count and measure and do things more precise than that, but I'm eyeballing, and there. So it's gonna actually come like that, and then our squares will fit on top. So you won't see as much of this red. It looks quite bold right now. You won't quite see it as bold as that because there is going to be stuff on top. So let's pick then. We need 4 of them. So I think I like the car and the tree and the present and the ornament. That way this red would compete too much, I think. Oh, but that red will also compete. Hold on. Okay, so what if we do the tree, the car, the present, and these 4 here? That might work. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So they mat nicely on here, and then this is white, so that should also work. So let's go ahead and cut those out and kind of get them figured out. Then we can embellish a little bit. I'm gonna leave it pretty simple, but it definitely needs a title and, you know, a couple little fun glittery things, I think. I will cut this too. And then I'm going to pull out my other albums and see how our title pages are for each of them. And that hopefully will help me to kind of get them all done roughly around the same amount of time by just making sure and checking up on all of them. And there are some days where I know all of the pages are done in all of those albums. And there are other days where it will be a hot mess and I will have a lot to do, but that's okay. that is not, I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm not going to get bogged down by it. Yeah, so this will work. They'll mat nicely in that red. And I can always trim. There's enough, I think, on the bottoms of each of these or at the tops of each of these that I can go ahead and trim the tiniest bit if I need to. And now this I am cutting because I'm just following the lines, and I don't think I need it to be perfect, perfect, perfect. So like if I go like that and I go like that, you can see that there's a bit of a red border around the whole thing. And if I do the same over here, I don't think I'll actually need to trim these at all, except maybe on the sides a little bit, because Oh What Fun is definitely not going to fit in there. What will anything fit in there? I still like the idea of using the Oh What Fun. So I might go ahead and just trim a little bit of these. The bag might not come out very nice. But yeah, let's see exactly how much space we need for this Oh What Fun. I'm just gonna cut this by hand as well. And I know I can definitely trim quite a bit of that one. So I'm not too worried about making these edges perfect. I won't need to trim anything, I don't think, at the top and the bottom. So I will try to keep those, but I'm definitely cutting from this side. So I'm not going to worry about being super straight on those sides. Putting my paper away. There we go. Okay, so if I were to do it like this, how much do I need to cut? It is the what that is the problem, isn't it? Okay. Is there a sticker or something? Oh, I could, instead of Oh What Fun, I could put Ho 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 right down that center. Let's see. If I have my stuff like this, Ho 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 could actually fit right down that center. And I might have it in a couple versions, but let's see. Oh, that could actually work. Okay, what if I do that instead of trying to make the Oh What Fun fit? I think that will be okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get this all adhered down, and then I can use some fun embellishments and stuff. Whoops, need new tape runner. I will just finish with wet glue so I'm not keeping you. Get my edges really glued down properly because this doesn't have a page protector. And so I want to make sure that those edges stay down when people are going to be pulling this up and looking at it. Alright, so let's pop it about here, I think. Yep. I could definitely have made it a little wider, but I couldn't have gone further horizontally. I don't want to go right to these holes, and so the Ho 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 probably, or I mean the Oh What Fun probably wouldn't have fit necessarily anyways, so that's okay. Again, let's make sure we get those corners down really well and the edges here so that nothing pulls up when people are flipping through and looking. My kiddos will flip through and look. I'll pull out all our old ones and they will look at them and see the things that we've done in previous years and, you know, talk about traditions. And they love to look at the albums from before they were here, kind of thing. So like our youngest little guy loves to see what his siblings were up to before he was even born. So it's kind of fun to do that. I think I'm going to pop these ones up. Not too much. I don't want to add so much dimension that, again, they don't sit nicely and then they want to peel off and they get wrecked and stuff. But just a couple of these little tabby dots to kind of pop them up, I think is fun. So, okay, Christmas present can go here. Just want to make sure, oh yeah, I can actually give myself a bit more of a border now. So let's just make those borders the tiniest bit wider so you really see that red coming through. I think that will be good. It's not quite the same red as this is, because this is the simple vintage line. So it definitely has more of those off-whites and vintagey kind of distressed whites rather than a very clean palette. And the Holly, what's this one called? Santa's Village. This one is much sort of cleaner and has some of those cleaner whites, but I am still going to mix and match. I'm not going to fret too much about that kind of thing. There was a time in my life where I definitely would have. It would have bugged me to have like white and off-white kind of mixed together, but now it doesn't bug me as much as it used to. I just like to create and I just want to make it look pretty, and I will work with what I have to be able to do that. So that's the plan. And I am not a good red person. I know I say this all the time, but it is true. I can see a lot of shades. I have good eyesight and I can discriminate colors really well. But when it comes to the color red, I think I see very subtle differences that other people might not see. I see them so clearly that it frustrates me when the reds don't match. And so I've just taught myself to go with it and use as many different shades and like variations of red as possible to kind of disguise the fact that the non-matching colors really stand out to me. If you are like that, let me know, because I know that there are several of us out there that just really can discriminate between color variations quite well. And so those subtle non-matching colors just really drive us insane. And even when it comes to something like, there is a difference between the red of the paper and the red on this glossy texture, and it just jumps out to me so much. And you know, I have learned to just ignore it, mix all my shades of red, because you've got several, the pinks and the warmer reds, cooler reds, all mixed together. And that just makes me happy, so I'm good. All right, there is the base of my title. And so, okay, so the title is kind of here in this square. So I could do that. I could do something like here. Maybe I could put the date. Maybe that's what I'll do. If I put the date down here, it kind of represents where the title would be. And then I could put something here maybe. Let's see. What do I have for smaller. I don't know if I have small. I have a 2. Do I have another 2? No, of course not. Why? Why would they have 2 2s? They wouldn't. Does this one have a 2 left? A 2? Only 1! Oh my goodness. Okay. Because I could do 20. I could make this a 2 and just round that. Will that work? Let's see. Let's take this Z and round it just the slightest bit. Like that. Pop that back on there, and then kind of, oh, I gotta get the foam. There we go. And then rounded right there. Oh, that's actually not that bad. You know, it's not bad enough for me to be overly upset by it. So let's go with $20. 24. Oops. Okay, we'll make this just the slightest bit rounder. And yep, I'm good. I'm good with it. We've MacGyvered that. 2024. Ooh, what do you think? Looking in the camera, you actually see it even less because there's a bit of a glare. So, okay, that works. That works. Now let's embellish a little bit. Okay, make sure I don't lose that. Let's look at maybe some chipboard here. We could do some stars, or I could hang kind of like this banners or the pennants up at the top here. La. I do need to find something that says December. Still. Okay, go like this. Yep, I like that. In the sketch, there is embellishment. Oh! Okay, that was a fluke. Probably I was remembering it on some subliminal level. There is banners right there. So I did that unintentionally, but it works. So there is banners right here, and there's a little bit of embellishment kind of down in this corner. So let's see if we can pull something that can kind of sit right in that little corner. Maybe like a poinsettia would look cute, and I can tuck that in. Stormy, hi. But I might, just because I like balance, I might pull it a little more in and then put December right here like that. And let's see if there is some oh, maybe a sticker. Is there a sticker? Oh yeah, look, we can add a little bit of extra greenery just to kind of fill it up a little and give it some depth. So we can add a little bit of the greenery right here like this. And maybe a little word, jolliest season. Where can this go? Could kind of go like this, maybe. Merry and bright, very merry, snuggle up, Santa's coming, peace on earth, let it snow, winter wonderland, Magical Christmas, Hey Santa. And then I don't know if I'm going to have enough letters here to spell December, but we can give it a try. I have an R. I have an M. No. Don't think it's gonna work. I would have to MacGyver pretty much every other letter. I could make it work, but I'm not going to make it work. I think these ones might be too big. Yeah, they're just way too big. I need to find something a little bit smaller that I can write December here. These, they're not quite the same gold, but I think like this might work. This one or this one. Maybe this one, really little. Let's see. D. I don't have an E. Oh, I do not here. So D, E, C, E, M, B, E, R. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, December. And now we might as well put daily because that's essentially what this is. Okay, I think that works. Now, I think it needs some sequins. And I think it needs some splatters. So let's do sequins first. And I'm going into my sneaky peek sequins for December from Sweet Old Mom Scraps. I'm gonna go with this one, gift wrapped. This will look so cute. And I think that's it. That is going to be my title page this year for December Daily. That was really quick, really simple. It's all set and ready to go. I can literally pop it right back into my album and yeah, it's set to go. So I won't be doing base pages for the November stuff. Obviously there's already a page on the back of this one that is set to go, but the reason that I'm not going to do base pages for November is because that's the one time I'm not sure exactly what we'll be doing. Things come up and you just don't know, and so I'm not going to go ahead and make pages assuming that we have a certain amount of events or anything like that. I know we have some events that we do every year. The light up for sure is one of those. But the thing about the other base pages for December Daily is I know there's 25 days. And so I can kind of guess some of the things I know we do every year and just make base pages for those. But essentially I just need 25 pages to be able to represent the 25 days. So that's a little bit easier. But in November, I'm not always sure exactly what we'll do. I might only need this one page and not need anything else, or maybe this one page and just a page protector. So I'm not going to do base pages for that. I will leave the title page. We'll do November probably in November. It just makes sense. And then we can do base pages for December starting day 1 and going on. So this will be my first page in this album, 2024. So let's go ahead and pop that in there. Oh, look how cute that looks. All right, now let me pull out the other stuff and let's see what the state of my title pages are for the rest of my albums. Now, you do not need to have a title page. I just want to make that clear. You don't have to have a title page. Your album can open up and start on day 1, and I think that that's perfect and that's beautiful. I started doing title pages because I feel like it gets me into that spirit. It lets me sample the products in my kit that I'm going to be using for that year, and then it just propels me forward and I keep going based off of the title page. It kind of sets the mood. You don't need to do that if you don't need to do that. So I have these little collapsible containers from Dollar Tree, and that's where I have been keeping these albums. You will see these albums in more detail in my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit, but you will definitely get to know them well. You can see how that just folded down, so I can put it to the side for a second. You will definitely get to know them well when you see them every day. So this is my first album. This is from 2020. And this essentially is my title page, so it is good to go. This album is pretty much a self-contained little kit here using close to my heart stuff. You know, they're like Project Life, or I can't remember what they called their Project Life, but it's using the Project Life Christmas, so it came with all the cards that I needed and not really any embellishments. I kind of add those on my own, but you can see here I've got a few pages already done in this one. But definitely a title page is done. So check on that. I'm gonna pop it right here for a second. Now this one, who remembers doing this cover with me? This is 2021. And I made this cover on, did I do this on a live? No, I think I just did it in a video, but you can definitely see how I used fabric to go ahead and create this cover. This is using one of those little Recollections albums. I got it at Dollar Tree. Again, you will hear me say that a lot, but it was $1.25 at the time. I wasn't going to argue. I grabbed it. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, and it ended up being my December daily. And now you can see that I do have a title page for this one. So it's a cut file that I put over top of this vellum paper. I stitched it, I embossed it. There is definitely a process video for this one as well. This is the one that doesn't have any pictures. So that is what I need to get going on. You know what, while I'm talking to you, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, because I say I'm going to glue it down every single time I open this album, and I never do. But these letters just don't want to stick. So, okay, there we go. Glue it down. Okay. Oh, and it's totally missing the C. I'm going to have to find a C. That's okay. Anyways, that is 2021. We are good. Here is the kit with all the embellishments and stuff that I've been using for 2021. So it's all kind of kept together, that I can just pull it out if I need to, but I'm gonna mix and match. I explained that in my other video. I'm gonna mix and match just to get stuff done and you know, not box myself in too much to specific kits. But I do have a little kit for this one. It has a bunch of cut files from Confessions of a Paper Addict that I was working on, and so a lot of those need to get used up as well. They're all in here too. There's a lot of my sampler pack stuff in here. That's what this kit is made up of. So if you want me to go through each of these kits in more detail and do a specific look at each one, please let me know. I know everybody loves to see kits being made, so please let me know if that's something you want to see, and I will go through them and show you how I put each of these kits together. But that kit is kind of held in this little bag, ready to go. This one, it's all in that that little bag at the beginning, Ziploc-y bag in the beginning. And it is good to go as well. So let me pop this back open. This just happens to fit pretty perfectly in here. And then I figured if little stuff starts to fall out, it can all get caught in this container. So 2020, 2021. Here is another one. You know what? Let me put this one to the side for a second. And let's do 2022, which is, yes, falling apart because I don't know how big I need this spine to be, but as soon as I do know, I will fix it so that it doesn't fall apart anymore. So this one does have its title page. I haven't added anything to it, but I think I probably could go ahead and add some notes in here when I'm working on stuff for November. These just come out. These were cards that I just thought were so cute from the tag set, and I didn't want to necessarily cover them all up. So like these cards, I can write some notes about the season, that kind of thing. So that's what this is. Make some little notes there, whatever I want to do. So that definitely needs to be done, and maybe that's what I'll work on with November stuff, because I don't really have a November section in this one, but I know that I would like to. So it'll probably go here and I can make some notes there. Anyways, title page done. Don't need to worry about that. The kit for this one is a Simple Stories kit. And all the papers are in a larger kit that it's just easier for me to have it over on my shelf, but I do show it in my How to Kill a Kit with Style. Again, I can go through the specific kit for each of these in more detail if you want, or we can just work through them and you can kind of see what I'm using as I go. Please let me know. And then this final one here, let me pull this out. So here is, there we go. My Advent, December, there's the December. That's the chipboard that I was looking for, yep. So here is my title page for 2023. So all my title pages are done. I had a feeling they all were because, again, that's my starting point. It sets the tone. It gives me, you know, that mojo, gets me in the mood for scrapbooking. So I had a feeling it was going to be here. And this one is mostly Ali Edwards December Daily Kit for 2023. I went ahead and bought it for the very first time. So I still have it in the box, and I have the papers that it comes with. And this is just the envelope. It didn't quite fit with the envelope in there, so I just took the papers out of the envelope, but I kind of like it and maybe could use it as an element in my kit if I need to, so I've kind of left it there. And then, you know, all the stuff that you collect that needs to find a home. So that's 2023. So all of my albums have title pages. So that is where I will end this video for Christmas in October. I will be going back through, as I said, for How to Kill a Kit with Style, and creating some page kits that I can pull out and quickly create with, so watch for some of those, especially in conjunction with the Build-A-Page series. And then I am hopefully going to just be trudging along. I know I won't be done by December, but by the end of December, I would like to have all 5 of these albums done. Cross your fingers, wish me luck, send me all of the mojo, motivation vibes that you have, words of encouragement, leave them in the comments for me down below. Hop on this journey with me. We can keep each other accountable. If you have some December dailies or October dailies or any dailies that you might be working on that need to get done, let me know. we can keep tabs on each other. We can, you know, work on some Instagram stuff where I'll share what I'm doing every day, you share what you're doing, and we make sure we're keeping each other on track. But we will get this done, and that is it for me. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments as well. And thank you so, so much for watching. I really appreciate it. There are more people celebrating Christmas today, so please look in the description box where you will find all of those links that you can go and check out their videos and get yourself into that Christmas spirit. And yeah, that's it for me. So until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.
Bye. Thanks to me. What about the channel?